There are many obstacles and challenges that we need to overcome on our twin flame journey. A lot of these can be certain differences, such as cultural differences, religious differences, age gaps, and different belief systems. And it's only in overcoming them, as well as doing the deep inner healing, that we can actually truly come into inner union and outer union. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This journey is difficult. We all know that. But it's not just about healing your trauma. It's not just about healing the things that make you feel unworthy, that childhood trauma, the relationship trauma that you've experienced. It's also about overcoming belief systems, dynamics. And this is the thing, like, you know yourself, anyone on the awakening journey knows what it's like to break out of the matrix, to get out of that box, to burn the box, get rid of all that system. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, I've always been very open-minded, and I've always been different and eccentric and weird or whatever. But I was conditioned for a long time. I still was. I was still very easily conditioned. And we all are. We're a product of our environment. And as we grow up, we become who we think we should be. And so we take on the belief systems of our parents, our friends, our community. And we believe that they're right. And it's like, it's funny because you get to teenage years and you're like, oh my God, my parents have lied to me this whole time. And you actually do start to question your reality. But because you're still living in a world that wants you to be the same, or you're living in a world that you want to fit into, especially if you don't feel like you fit in anyway, you're going to be like, you're only going to dip your toe into the real world. What I mean by the real world is the world that's not the world we're in now. What I mean is like the extra stuff, the truth. Like spiritually awakening, I've said this before, it's not about being woo-woo. It's literally waking up to the truth that's been in your soul. The truth that you've been fucking told lies for generations. That's effectively it. So like, you know, all these belief systems that we've experienced, you have to be a certain way, keep up with the fucking Joneses, what would the fucking neighbours say? This kind of stuff, like, you know, but like religious differences, you know, there's religious belief systems. Or, you know, I'll go to the age gap for a minute. Like often twin flames are born with age gaps, and this is to overcome the age gap fucking shit. And like, don't get me wrong, like we've been led to believe that an age gap between a man and a woman is okay, providing the man is older. Women have been told for generations, marry someone fucking 20 years older than you so he can look after you. And this is effectively it. Like women for generations have been marrying men over 10 years older than them. And like we all felt like we have to marry an older man. We need protection. We need this. We need that. So, you know, a big age gap between a man and a woman used to be normal. Do you know what I mean? But I don't, not anymore. Like I used to go for older men, and ever since I healed, I fucking get the ick by older men, and I only like younger men. And my twin flame is younger than me. And like, this is the thing. It's very unheard of or emasculating to be with an older woman. It's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I have to be older or she's going to be dominating or controlling. Because I see the maths actually. Married at first sight, and this guy, and he's really military regimented, and he's like, do it this way, and a woman should be submissive, and a woman should do what she's told, and a woman should be in the kitchen. This kind of fucking energy. And you know, the one he got matched with is like 3 years older than him. Only 3 years, right? I like, he's literally going, I didn't want a person older. I wanted her to be in her 20s. In other words, I wanted somebody I could fucking control. And that's effectively it. And that's the way men are. It's like, I need a woman younger so I can control her and mold her into the little thing that I want. And if a woman is slightly older, they're like, oh, she's going to be controlling me. Age doesn't make you controlling. It does not. There should be equality in relationships. And this is the thing we have to overcome when it comes to age gaps, especially if the woman is older. We have to overcome that belief system. Age is a number and a fucking mindset. That's all. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? If you're the same, like I have friends in their 20s. I have, you know, I've been like when I was in my early 30s, I had friends in their teens, in their 20s. I have friends in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I have friends of all ages. And I've heard people say, do you know, I want to meet people my own age. I'm like, your soul is ancient. Like, you know, you're going to get on with everyone and anyone. You just have to allow yourself to do that. Like, you don't have to marry the same age person, because effectively you're as young as you feel. And I'm an old soul, but I'm young at heart. You know what I mean? So like, that's another thing. When I started to awaken, I was with older people, older men, because as the norm, or, I was insecure, whatever it was. And then I lost myself. I lost everything that I lost myself to those relationships. But I ended up living the old life, which is not for me because I'm so young at heart. And now I'm reliving my youth effectively. I don't want to be with an older man because they're fucking boring and they're drama queens. Sorry, but you are. And like literally, I want to be with younger because I feel younger. But like, I went through the energy of I can't be the older one in the relationship. I remember I dated somebody very briefly, and I think he was only 8 months or 9 months younger than me. And I was like, that's so weird. I can't go out with him. Do you know what I mean? But then because of my experience on the twin flame journey, I realized that it doesn't fucking matter. Age is a number and a mindset. It doesn't matter if the girl is older or the boy is older. It just doesn't matter. So that's one of the things we have to overcome. So there's the cultural differences as well, or the status difference. So oftentimes your twin flame is not going to be the same as your type. They're not going to look like your type. And this is the thing, and I've said this so many times, your type is fucking toxic. I've seen this on maths as well. Like literally, it's like, they're not my type. Your type didn't work. Your type was a product of your insecurity, your environment, what your parents wanted for you. Do you know what I mean? They looked good on paper, but they were fucking toxic. You know what I mean? We had so much in common. Yeah, like my past version of self was a drinker, a drug taker, a partier, and I still like to dance, obviously, but like, all I did was live for the weekend. I was insecure, and I attracted narcissistic men. So if my twin flame is different to my type, that's a fucking good thing. Because my fucking ex was toxic. My exes were toxic. But the thing is with me and my twin flame, there's some certain parts of our past that mirror each other, but there's certain parts that are complete opposite. He grew up in probably higher middle class and I was lower middle class. Do you know, there's different dynamics there. So we have different ways of living, or we have I probably grew up poverty conscious. I grew up with poverty consciousness and he didn't. That kind of energy. So there's that dynamic to kind of overcome as well. There's belief systems. So like, your twin flame might not be as spiritual as you are. And I wasn't always spiritual. I didn't identify as spiritual until I started to awaken. But I remember even the first time I got together with my twin, I literally just started talking about spiritual awakening as if I was talking about the weather. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just who I am now, and I was always who I was. But this is where it comes to those differences. They mightn't be spiritual, but you are. But you were once not spiritual as well, and it's overcoming that block as well. But the way it is, right? The person, like, so this is the whole type thing. Like, so your twin flame isn't your type, or it doesn't look like your type. Your type was the reflection of your past self. Your past self is not who you are. It's never who you were. It's your persona. It's who you pretended to be in order to be accepted by your parents and your peers. It's this false mask that you wore. So your type was actually, as I said, a reflection of your false identity. Your twin flame is the complete mirror and your complete 100% match on a deep core soul level, but a match to who you were always supposed to be, a match to who you really are. So there's another thing that we have to overcome. It's like literally you're looking, especially for me and my twin flame, he's what I would call posh. And my definition of posh is somebody who didn't take drugs as a teenager, which is a good thing. I'm not like, I used to say it as a joke, but now it's like something, it's something I admire. Do you know what I mean? So like he wouldn't have tattoos or piercings, and he was sporty and all that kind of stuff. Do you know, whereas I got tattoos, piercings, I have a drug history, do you know, I drank a lot, all these kind of things. So there is that opposites there. And like, there's certain things about him that I wouldn't have liked back when I was taking drugs and drinking, do you know, and there's definitely things that he wouldn't have liked about me back then either. But yeah, we really are compatible now. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though there's that difference of appearance even, do you know, there's still this pull, this magnetism. So there could be belief systems in that. There's cultural differences could be one. So you could be born on different sides of the world. You could have language differences. What other ones are there? Religious beliefs. So, your twin might be more religious than you are. And like, yeah, as I'm not a fan of religion because it's obviously, written by man to put fear in the people. So like there can be that, like that your twin flame could be extremely religious and really devout to their religion, and you're literally in the energy of I'm an awakened soul, and you've been fucking lied to your whole fucking life. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, get the fuck out of that shit. So there's that. Like, so what else is there? Sometimes as well, and I've seen this a few times, is that often a straight twin flame will have a same-sex counterpart. And I've seen this happen where a completely straight person has to question their sexuality because their twin flame is the same sex. And yes, they have turned, but there's other times that they have ran completely because they're like, that's against my belief system, that's against who I am. And I noticed this with some celebrity, I'm not going to name names, but I believe that there was a certain band back in the day that were twin flames. They made great music together, but both married women. One married a woman that looked like a man, and then he actually ended up gay. But I think that they were actually both twin flames, but one of them stuck to his straightness and the other actually, opened up to his sexuality. So I do believe that there is certain dynamics like that as well. So what else is there? There's all these kind of things, the obstacles and challenges. And why I'm speaking about this today is sometimes we tend to forget. We forget how intense. Obviously, we know the inner work is there. We're doing the inner work every day, so that's kind of loud. But we kind of forget sometimes the outer work or the belief system work in a sense, because we've done it ourselves for so long or long ago. Like we broke out of the matrix a long time ago, but our twin flame is still stuck in the matrix, or hopefully releasing themselves from it. They're still surrounded by the people that they should be actually walking away from. They're still stuck in this conditioned reality, their parents' belief system, their peer belief system, their community belief system. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, this is the thing. Not only are there all these different dynamics that they have to overcome, they have to literally choose themselves, choose the person they were always meant to be out of the person that they're so familiar with, which is themselves and their environment. There's another thing that this is the thing. I believe, this is my opinion, I do believe that we've met our twin flame in previous lifetimes, more than once. And these dynamics got in the way. So I have visions of, me being a princess and my twin flame being a soldier, or vice versa, the roles could be reversed, or me getting killed and our relationship ending, or as it's different social status, like one poor and one rich. What else is there? Oh, the witch one. That's a fucking big one, where I have a vision of being burnt at the stake while pregnant, while my twin flame stood there and watched in the crowd. This is the thing. In past lives, we were so fucking conditioned that he actually stood there and watched his pregnant secret girlfriend get burned to the stake because she was so different and didn't conform. And that's mirrored in this life. You're the dirty little secret. It's like, I can't tell my friends and family about you because you're so fucking weird. Even though I love you and I love your weirdness, I love your eccentricity because that's who I am at a core soul level, I can't tell my friends because they're going to judge me. And that's what happened in a past life, but they actually watched me fucking die. And this is it. We're literally repeating patterns from past lives. And it's only in this incarnation, we hope, that they don't do the same thing again. Obviously, they're not going to burn us at the stake this time. But shaming us, shunning us, hiding us away, that's the same fucking thing. That's persecution. That's like saying, I don't want my friends to think I'm weird, so I'm not going to show everyone who you are. And you're like, I'm afraid my friends will judge me. You're the fucking one judging. You're judging me because I'm different. And this is it. You're actually triggering them because they need to change out of this. They're supposed to change out of this. And this is what triggers are there for. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that you'll get really triggered by. And you'll think, that's not me. I'm not going to fucking do that. And you're actually being triggered because there's a part of you that's supposed to be that way. So that's like the whole spiritual awakening thing. Like, you're awakening your twin flame to their spirituality, to their truth. And that's scary. It's very scary, especially when we know a lot of the people in our environment aren't going to accept that. And we have to get to a stage where we stop speaking to the people in our environment and start to say, here, you don't know what this is, and I'm not going to let you drag me down anymore, and I'm either going to walk away or set boundaries. And you choose who you allow into your environment, but you get to choose who you speak to. So this is the thing, you have so much to overcome, not just your inner child trauma, the reason that you're avoidant in relationships, the reason that you're, so there's all of these dynamics because you were hurt before, you're afraid to be trapped, you're afraid to be controlled, all of these things. So you're healing past life trauma or past relationship trauma, childhood trauma, and generational trauma, and past life trauma. I said past life, whatever. But you know what I mean? So like it's tenfold. You're not just healing the trauma from this life, you're healing the trauma from past lives, and you're healing the differences from this life and past lives. So we're like, and this is why we're repeated in this life. And as I said, it's a little bit different, but I'm still going through the witch wound energy, where my twin flame is ashamed of me, and where he's afraid that his family and friends will judge him because of who I am, and he keeps me this little fucking secret. Do you know what I mean? That's effectively the same as burning me at the stake while I'm fucking pregnant. It's just a little bit fucking different. Do you know what I mean? This is it. Like, so there's so many different things that we have to overcome on this journey. So many different obstacles. So it's not easy. We know it's not easy because we know we're doing the inner work, but it's not easy because of the outer world as well. So we have to remember that, and we have to be patient with ourselves and with our twin flame, because not only are we doing the fucking deep inner work, which is fucking hard, they're also overcoming those differences as we did. Because it took me a long time. It was only because I went through the catalyst journey. I was guided that I was a twin flame. I had done all that research, and I overcame all those obstacles and challenges prior to meeting my twin flame in the physical. So the age gap didn't bother me. I was actually looking for younger anyway, because I'd overcome that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas prior to my twin flame awakening, as I said, I couldn't be the older woman. Whereas now I'm proud of it. Like, do you know what I mean? And I couldn't go for an older man now. Oh, sorry, no. But so I overcame these things long before I met my twin flame. So he's overcoming those things now, and it's really difficult because I had to go into complete. I had to, before I went into complete isolation, I had to start, checking who I was speaking to. Because when I had a group of friends back then, I was telling them, or I was telling my family, or telling everyone, and they were all looking at me like I was fucking crazy. And then I just had to say, look, I have to trust my intuition over the people that are still asleep. And that's a really hard thing to do when those people were always your confidants in the past. Do you know what I mean? So I had to trust myself over them. And then eventually I had to walk away from those people and just trust myself completely. And that's a hard part as well to do. So like we're going through so much, and it is just about compassion and patience. Patience with them especially, because you've done the work. You've done a lot of it. I know you're still healing as well, but if you're the more awakened twin, but you've done the belief system thing already. You've overcome those obstacles because you're already on your spiritual journey. Your twin flame is awakening now, but they're overcoming those obstacles now. They have to learn not to judge you, not to judge themselves, not to be fear. This is a big one. Stop being afraid of what people think. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sick to the teeth of people being inauthentic. I don't want to throw my true self in case people shun me. The whole objective is let them burn you at the fucking stake. In past lives, we allowed ourselves to be burned. Well, I want to say allowed ourselves to be burned at the stake, but we were burned at the stake because we showed our true self and we wouldn't conform. We're not going to be burned at the stake anymore. People might reject us, but who gives a shit? The people who reject you for being real are fucking assholes. So literally, let your freak flag fly. Be all purely authentically you. This is another big thing that we have to overcome on this journey as well. Be fucking real. Stop hiding behind a bloody mask and stop being afraid to choose your truth and your authenticity and who you really are. Oh, stop hiding. Oh my God, stop hiding. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. These people wearing masks and fucking hiding themselves. This world, I'm sick of people being the same and people shunning each other for fucking being real. Be real, be weird, be you, be all of it. But anyway, yes, long story short, we have to start to be patient with them because they're going through this stuff as well. And we're both sides, both twin flames are going through this. But just be patient with the journey, because it's not easy. You know, we're as I said, we're healing lifetimes here. We're not just healing this lifetime. So yeah, just take it one step at a time and trust it. Trust that you and your twin flame promised each other that you would do this work. That you promised each other that you would overcome these obstacles. Your souls made a promise to finally stop burning each other at the stake. Anyway, thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help in your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. Love nothing more than helping your path. Also, I have another channel called Aligning with Angie, where I share guided meditation every week. The info for that is in the description box. And I'm hosting a free feminine empowerment workshop today, Wednesday, the 8th of April at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time, for us ladies to get together, heal, share, connect, support each other. If you want to join and if you want some info, please comment below.